Punch Out Boxing, delighted to be here with Atomic Tom Welland. Just weeks away from a seminal moment of sorts. First title fight, youth world title, so it is only 8 rounds, but nevertheless, gets you in the rankings. It is the natural progression. Tell us about your Mexican opponents, because Mexicans come over here and upset our prospects.
Yeah, they do. I mean, it's Mexicans are known to be tough. They're known to be hard fights, but again, I trust in my skill set, and my skill level that he shouldn't be my level. Having only fought in Mexico, but he will be tough. He's going to be one of those men who's like, yeah, do you know what? He's the same opportunity for him. He can come over and nick the title and go back and be like, yeah, like I've got this title now. Like I deserve these big fights. So, but in terms of like for me, it's first title, first like bit where I'm like, yeah, I've got a bit of leverage now. Like I'm almost got a target on my back now as well, you know. So I've been calling for a title for a little while. We wanted a world youth because of our ranking. So yeah, we needed a big title like this, and yeah, we get this over the line, and hopefully some big fights on the horizon.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you see as the dangers? When I think of Mexican fighters, three things I think they're always going to bring: a punch, endurance, because most of them are from high altitude, uh, and a chin. So three things that could test different abilities he has there.
Absolutely, but I know this guy's not been hit the way that I hit people, so he'll get properly chin tested when he's in there with me, and yeah, he's got like I'd expect anyone to be fit. I'd expect anyone to come in on shape. I'd expect anyone to be the best version of themselves in that ring. So don't get me wrong, these Mexicans have got a proper what do you call it? They've got a name for themselves. They've got a proper reputation for being those three things. But I think when I drag him into deep waters, which I will drag him into deep waters, then we'll see how Mexican he is. And I like the challenge for myself. It's like, yeah, I was just saying to someone else, like I like making men quit. I like making men be like, oh no, I don't want to fight anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. That's my bread and butter. So it's a new challenge for me, and it's a tough man. And obviously there's something on the line this time. So listen, we've got 8 rounds, but I don't think this goes past 5.
You managed to get any footage of him to have a look at what he's got?
Do you know what? It was only confirmed 2 or 3 days ago, so I've not actually looked into him just yet. I'm sure my coach has, but no, I haven't looked. I haven't seen anything of him. I probably won't look at him until like me myself, like 2 weeks before, 10 days before, something like that. But I know my coach will be on it straight away, you know, and that's his job, and I trust my coach with 100% of my heart that he will do that. And we'll just drill things in camp and be like, yeah, like this is what we've got to do. We'll do this and we'll do that, and I won't need to study him. Do you know what I mean? I won't need to sit there and be like, oh, I need to think, I need to work on this, I need to work on that, because my coach sees it from me. He knows my strengths, he knows my weaknesses, but also he knows how to break down opponents, and he knows how to put game plans together. So that's his job, and I just work to the game plan.
Yeah. You got any problems getting the appropriate sparring? Can't think of many British-based fighters that fight like Mexicans, or doesn't it really matter?
Um, I think as long as you're not fighting the opposite, as long as you're not sparring the opposite stance, then as a boxer you should be able to adapt to what you have on the night. As long as I mean, unless you've got someone who's really, really rangy or really small or really stocky, then yeah, you need to find appropriate sparring. But from what I've seen from this guy, he's a little bit smaller than me. Um, he's a little bit rugged, from what I've been told. He's a little bit rugged. He's a little bit smaller. So and he's orthodox. So really, it's like whatever orthodox man we can get. Really, if they're the same height as me, a little bit taller, a little bit shorter. I mean, we've not had a face to face. I don't know how big he actually is. You know, so he could be a little bit taller. He might be a little bit smaller. I don't know until fight night. So for me, it's just spar everyone, tick every box, and then I'll just adapt to what I've got on that.
Yeah, indeed. He has made one mistake. He didn't bank on your Filipino heritage, because Filipinos are Mexicutioners, aren't they?
Absolutely. We've got a reputation for taking Mexicans out. Pacquiao with Margarito, Nonito Donaire, like yeah, we've Mark Magsayo. We've got a few Filipinos that have got a reputation of taking out Filipinos. So listen, I'll just add another one to the list.
Yeah, indeed. Your dad was just telling me that the amount of views you're racking up from the Filipino fan base online, insane numbers. So you're tapping into that fan base, 120 million Filipinos, gradually getting behind you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm not too intact with it. Like, obviously, my feed's all British, so I don't see as much Filipino stuff, and I don't use. They're big on Facebook over there. I don't use Facebook as much, but some of the views we've been getting, like my old man's been sending me a few things over, and I've seen a few things as well. I'm like, oh, shit. Like, you know, when you know, that's not the mad thing is, like, if you watch something in America, and you see like say like David, I watch like David Benavidez and Caleb Plant all the time. They're racking up millions, and like 100 like just sort of a million views. One of the videos have got 1.2 million views. I'm like, oh, I'm like, wow, like it's unreal. And then like the Filipinos very nationalistic. They love their sportsmen. They love supporting their own. So yeah, good to tap into that market and create a bit of a fan base over there. And with a bit of luck, we can do something in the Philippines one day.
Some are saying you're the man to dethrone the mighty Inoue one day.
It's a big statement, but listen, I believe in myself absolutely. Like again, there was a video that they said that literally half hour of just me fighting and being like, oh, he does this, he does that, and in a way doesn't like it, like won't like that style. So, yeah, man. But again, it's good. It's good for me that people were seeing that because it's like, yeah, people they're good because then they're gonna ask me to be in big fights, and then that puts me in the position to be like, yeah, that fight sells. So then it gives me opportunities, you know. So yeah, it's a proper good thing. As I say, that's a big statement, but for me, that's a great opportunity as well. Imagine if I was the man to dethrone him. What if I was the man to take him out? You know, you never know. And if I've got that style, and if I've got that in me that I can be, that I can really sit down and be like, yeah, I can do that. Then yeah, 100%. We'll take that. We'll take that challenge, and we'll see where we go.
But of course, first you do have this one on the 7th of September, so one step at a time. How have you been spending the summer since your last fight? You still staying training? You expect to take sort of fights at short notice?
Yeah, I mean we've got used to taking fights at short notice. We tend to only get sort of 4, 5, 6 weeks for preparation. So I try and keep myself in the gym all year round, and I like my food. So if I'm not in the gym, I'll get too big, you know. So I've got to make sure that I stay in the gym. But also, I think outside of camp is where you improve the most. You know, like you do your camp where you're training for one specific thing, so you're working on maybe just your jab or just your right hand or just something specific. Whereas outside of camp, it's more well-rounded. You're not preparing for anything, so you're focusing more on you. You know, so I try and learn outside of camp, and when it comes to camp, I'm more well-rounded. You know, so that's what I try and do anyway. But yeah, I've stayed in the gym. I stayed in shape. I did go away. I went to Portugal for a couple of days with a few of my pals for a golf holiday. So it was a nice little reset, and then came back and went straight into camp. So yeah, it's nice. It's nice that I mean, fighting's my life. If you see it as a job, if you would not go to work after a tough 6 weeks for a month, would you? You know, you wouldn't take a month off. You know, so why would you take a month out of boxing? You wouldn't. You know, like not even 2 weeks. You know, so I'll get myself straight back in, keep improving, keep working, and yeah. And every time I thought I've seen better in myself, I look better. People have said I've worked on different things. So yeah, I like that because I know my work's paying off.
Definitely, a lot of us have commented you visibly look better fight to fight. What do you think? In the back of your mind, sort of plans for the rest of the year? Do you want like a full title by the end of the year, like a proper 10-rounder type?
Absolutely, absolutely. We'll I mean, we might not get it this year because obviously just the time frame and all that sort of thing. But we're definitely looking at a defence maybe in November. Obviously we got to win it first, but let's win it, then we'll go on to after that. But yeah, I mean next year, absolutely like early next year, we are pushing forward. Like we are with this title, maybe a couple of defences, maybe pick up another one. We can be like, yeah, like I am here now, and I'm here to take out the top names. There's some great fights domestically. There's some great boxers in the division at the moment. There's some great fighters worldwide in the division at the moment. Obviously, there's talks of Inoue coming up, you know. So there's some serious fights, and I need to make sure that I'm in the contention. I need to make sure that I'm there to be spoken about for these big fights. The way to do that is starting on September 7th, and then we just got to plan our route quick. We just got to plan our route carefully and just go with what suits us.
Still too soon to sort of actually say names. I take it.
Right now it is, but we've got our eyeballs on a few people. Um, yeah, and there's one that's actually signed to Wasserman at the same time, so that'd be a nice fight.
Okay, so it'd be easy for us to work out who you're referring to.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure. But he's fighting soon. So yeah, listen, there's a few there's a few very nice fights, and there's a few fights that they were former world level contenders, and there was a few that sort of just fell short, and there was like British level contenders, and even the champions. You know, there's some of the champions at my weight. I don't think they're anything special. They're great fighters, but I don't think they're anything special. You know, they're definitely everyone's beatable. Don't get me wrong, but there's some great fights there, and there's some great fights domestically, especially.
One which maybe is a bit of a curveball, maybe the winner of the WBC Grand Prix, because that's all prospects and they're all youngsters as well. But I guess whoever comes out on top will be quite highly ranked and have made a name from.
yeah, you'd think so. I mean, I'm surprised they're not putting a title like a world youth title in the final or something like that, because then that would like solidify their ranking, you know. So, but yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've not really been keeping up with it, to be honest. Not in the featherweights anyway. I've not really been keeping up with it. But yeah, I'm absolutely sure that whoever wins it, even the finalists, the semi-finalists, I'm sure that they'll get a good ranking in the WBC, and I'm sure they'll be in contention. But yeah, absolutely, I'm open to any fight.
Yeah, no doubts about that. You've mentioned all the top prospects in the world. All right, Tom, always a pleasure. Look forward to 3 weeks from now, is it?
I think, yeah.
Hopefully be there for your first title.
Thank you.